Listen closely, beloved. Even now, as the world slumbers, a celestial symphony unfolds. 3 angels, bathed in the ethereal glow of the divine, are speaking of you. Yes, you, the one who carries within them a spark of the infinite. The heavens are far from silent this night. Rather, they thrum with a vibrant energy, a loving resonance directed solely at you. The very voice of the Almighty stirs the air around you, carrying with it a message of profound importance, a beacon of hope designed to pierce through the darkest shadows. The unwavering eyes of 3 mighty angels, celestial beings of immense power and grace, are fixed upon you. Chosen one, if ever a prayer escaped your lips in a hushed whisper, if ever you turned your gaze towards the vast expanse of the night sky, yearning for a connection, for a sign that you were heard, know this, you are, and they, the celestial messengers, have descended from the highest realms bearing a message crafted specifically for you. This is no accident, no mere twist of fate. This very moment, this intersection of time and eternity, has been meticulously planned, carefully orchestrated in the annals of forever. As the ancient scriptures proclaim, He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm 91, verse 11. That sacred command, whispered from the heart of God, has now been set into motion. Archangel Michael, the warrior of light, imbued with unwavering strength and possessing divine authority, speaks of a sacred convergence, a pivotal moment where the earthly and the heavenly intertwine. 3 angels, each radiating a unique and holy purpose, have descended with urgency, their wings slicing through the celestial tapestry on a mission of paramount importance. They have witnessed your struggles, every agonizing detail etched into their celestial memories. They have seen the nights you wept silently, your tears like diamonds scattered in the darkness. And now, they come, not with empty platitudes, but bearing revelation, a profound unveiling of truth that will reshape your destiny. They speak of your eyes, not as mere windows to the soul, but as potent portals of power, truth, and the unfolding of your divine destiny. The light they see within you, that indomitable spark of the divine, is not fading, not flickering like a dying ember. No, it is rising, growing stronger with each passing moment. They call it your divine awakening, the moment when you truly remember who you are. Do not take this lightly, child of God. This is not entertainment, not a fleeting distraction. This is divine alignment, a moment of profound significance that will reverberate through eternity. You are standing at the precipice of a sacred turning point, a transformative juncture where the old fades away and the new emerges, radiant and full of promise. Everything is shifting, rearranging itself in accordance with the divine plan. The pain you've endured, the crushing weight you've carried on your shoulders, they have not been in vain, not a single tear shed in vain. The heavens heard your cries, felt your anguish, and now, at long last, the response arrives, carried on the wings of angels. The angels come to remind you of what you have forgotten amidst the chaos of life. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139, verse 14. You were never abandoned, never cast aside. You were never invisible, lost in the sea of humanity. You are seen, cherished, and eternally chosen. A blessing unlike any you have ever encountered is being meticulously prepared for you. A moment of divine favor that will reshape your path, renew your weary spirit, and restore everything that was unjustly lost. Peace, clarity, unbridled joy, profound wholeness, these are not merely fantasies, ethereal figments of your imagination. They are sacred promises, whispered from the heart of God, and they are now within your reach, closer than you can possibly imagine. But there is one thing required of you, one essential ingredient that must be present for this divine alchemy to take place. Faith. Now, as you step forward into this sacred, divinely orchestrated invitation, declare your readiness, your willingness to embrace the fullness of your destiny. Write Amen in the comments below as a tangible sign of your acceptance, a bold and sacred act of saying yes to the extraordinary destiny prepared specifically for you. Let this be your moment of agreement with heaven, a resounding affirmation that you are ready to receive all that has been prepared. And stay with this message until the very end, for we will close with a powerful prayer, a prayer that carries the very breath of heaven and may hold the key to the breakthrough your soul has been desperately crying for. Now, as the three angels continue their divine message, they speak not only of your path, the journey that lies before you, but also of the eyes with which you perceive it, the lens through which you interpret your reality. For there is a kind of sight that transcends the limitations of the physical world, a perception that goes far beyond what is visible to the naked eye. It is not bound by the constraints of light or limited by the vastness of distance. It is the sight of the Spirit, awakened by unwavering faith, refined by the trials you have endured, and perfectly aligned with the will of heaven. The angels are not pointing to your physical eyes, the organs that allow you to see the material world, but to the vision of your soul, the inner knowing that guides you towards your true purpose. Because the way you see, how you interpret the events of your life, your pain, your perceived delays, will shape every single step you take on this journey. Too many walk through life seeing only through the distorted lens of what has happened to them, allowing past experiences to dictate their present and future. Regret colors their perception of the future, painting it in hues of gray and despair. Disappointment dulls the radiant flame of hope, leaving them feeling jaded and cynical. Fear narrows every possibility, trapping them in a prison of their own making. But the divine is now extending a sacred invitation, a chance to see differently, to break free from the shackles of human vision and receive spiritual clarity, the ability to perceive the world as God sees it. Do you remember the story of Elisha and his servant in 2 Kings 6 verse 17? Elisha prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." And suddenly, the young man's perception shifted dramatically. He saw chariots of fire, heaven's army, standing ready to defend them. Nothing had changed in the natural realm, but everything changed in the unseen realm. This is the vision the angels speak of, eyes opened not by logic or reason, but by divine revelation, a sudden unveiling of truth that transforms everything. This divine sight discerns truth where others see only confusion, a beacon of light in the darkest of nights. It sees potential in what feels like utter chaos, recognizing the seeds of greatness even in the midst of turmoil. It sees God's fingerprints even in moments of deafening silence, understanding that even when he seems absent, he is working behind the scenes. While others dismiss it as mere coincidence, you will begin to recognize divine movement, the subtle hand of God orchestrating events in your favor. And as your spiritual eyes heal, as the scales fall away and you begin to see with clarity, your entire being begins to align with the divine. Your thoughts sharpen, becoming more focused and intentional. Your decisions gain a sense of peace, guided by inner wisdom. Your heart sheds the heavy weight of fear and takes on the steadiness of unwavering faith, a knowing that you are held and protected. The angels are cleansing your vision now, beloved, not just wiping away the tears of sorrow, but transforming the very way you interpret every moment of your life. Where you once saw delay, you will now see divine preparation, a time of growth and refinement. Where you once saw rejection, you will now see redirection, a gentle nudge towards a path more aligned with your true purpose. Where you once saw loss, you will finally recognize the shaping hand of mercy, a loving force guiding you towards ultimate healing and restoration. The Most High is teaching you to look not with anxiety, filled with worry and doubt, but with joyful expectation, knowing that he is working all things together for your good. He is clearing the fog of old wounds, unfulfilled hopes, and unanswered questions so that you may walk forward with eyes full of light, a soul brimming with clarity, and a heart filled with quiet confidence. For in his perfect timing, every horizon becomes holy, a testament to his unwavering love and faithfulness. As your spiritual vision begins to clear, the next part of the message unfolds, full of divine weight and heavenly assurance. The Most High, who watches over all creation, sees every sparrow fall and knows the number of hairs on your head, has not been blind to your pain. The tears you've cried in secret, the burdens you've carried in silence, the nights you questioned your own strength, none of it was missed. Though it felt like the heavens were silent, indifferent to your suffering. They were not. The silence was sacred, a time of gestation, a necessary pause before divine movement. Now, the veil begins to lift, and what was hidden is being revealed. For just as the book of Ecclesiastes reminds us, to everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. That time, your time, has finally come. The three angels who were sent are not merely carriers of news, messengers delivering information. They are manifestations of divine intent, tangible expressions of God's unwavering love and commitment to your well-being. Each one brings a specific outpouring from heaven, a unique blessing designed to address your deepest needs, and together they form a holy triad of healing, fulfillment, and abundance. The first angel carries the mantle of healing, not simply physical restoration, although that may be part of it, but the deep mending of soul and spirit, a comprehensive restoration of your inner being. Whether you've suffered in your body, endured emotional wounds that seem to never fully heal, or battled the invisible weight of mental anguish, this angel brings renewal, a refreshing wave of divine energy that washes away the residue of past pain. Like the prophet Elijah, who found rest and strength under the broom tree, 1 Kings 19 verses 4 to 8. You too will be revived, your spirit strengthened, your hope restored. Divine energy is now moving to cleanse the residue of past pain, lifting the heavy burden of anxiety, and gently guiding you toward those who carry gifts of healing. Whether they be doctors, counselors, trusted friends, or sacred practices that nourish your soul, you are being made whole from the inside out, your brokenness transformed into wholeness. The second angel arrives with the gift of realized purpose, the unveiling of your true calling. For years, you have held dreams like distant stars, shimmering and beautiful, but seemingly unreachable, forever beyond your grasp. But this angel brings proximity, drawing those dreams closer, making them tangible and attainable. What once felt far off, a distant possibility, will begin to draw near, coming into sharper focus. Doors that remained stubbornly closed will start to unlock, creaking open to reveal new opportunities. New paths will be revealed, winding their way towards your destiny. And in ways you do not expect, your calling will clarify, becoming crystal clear. Like Joseph, rising from the depths of the prison to the heights of the palace. Genesis 41. Your gifts will finally find their rightful place in the world, allowing you to shine brightly and fulfill your divine potential. You are not here to simply wish, to passively dream of a better life. You are here to build, to create, to lead, to make a tangible difference in the world. This angel is here to walk beside you as you do, offering guidance and support every step of the way. The third angel brings the blessing of abundance, a cascade of divine favor that overflows into every area of your life. Not just wealth in the form the world understands, material possessions and financial security, but richness in the soul, a deep sense of contentment that transcends circumstances, boundless opportunities, overflowing joy, and divine provision that meets every need. The abundance that heaven gives flows in every direction, enriching your relationships, filling you with inner peace, igniting your sense of purpose, and providing for you in ways you never thought possible. It teaches you that thriving is holy, that living a life of joy and fulfillment is not selfish, but a reflection of God's goodness. It awakens within you a deep sense of gratitude for the present moment and unwavering hope for what lies ahead. As it is written, the Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, and bless all the work of your hands. Deuteronomy 28 verse 12. This is not about mere increase, a superficial accumulation of possessions. It's about alignment with the divine, a state of harmony where your efforts are blessed and your endeavors flourish. What you plant will flourish, yielding an abundant harvest. What you touch will carry divine favor, attracting blessings and opportunities. All of this is not random, a chance occurrence. It is orchestrated, meticulously planned by the divine architect of the universe. You have endured, persevered through trials that would have broken a lesser spirit, and your endurance has not gone unnoticed. The universe, crafted by the Creator, moves now in response to your faith, your unwavering perseverance, and your refusal to let go of hope, even in the darkest of times. This is the turning point, the moment when everything shifts in your favor. The conditions are no longer against you, hindering your progress. They are for you, working in your favor, propelling you towards your destiny. You are stepping into a new season, a time of unprecedented blessing and fulfillment. One that was written long ago in the scrolls of eternity but is only now being revealed, unfolding before your very eyes. As the blessings begin to draw near, healing, fulfillment, and abundance flowing towards you like a river of divine grace, the divine makes one truth unmistakably clear, a principle that governs the flow of abundance. No gift from heaven is given without first preparing the soul to carry it, without first developing the character necessary to steward it well. The three angels do not descend with treasures to scatter blindly, distributing blessings without discernment. They come as guardians of a sacred inheritance, charged not only with delivering blessings, but with refining the recipient, ensuring they are ready to receive and manage them responsibly. Before the overflow, there must be order, a foundation of integrity upon which abundance can be built. Before the miracle manifests, there must be maturity, the development of character traits that will allow you to handle the blessing with wisdom and grace. In the infinite wisdom of the Most High, blessings are not scattered haphazardly. They are entrusted to those who have proven themselves faithful. As it is written in Luke 16 verse 10, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." This is the rhythm of heaven, the divine order that governs the flow of blessings. God is not just answering your prayers, granting your requests. He is shaping the vessel who will receive them, molding you into the person He knows you can be. You, the one receiving the angel who brings healing, requires that you first release the poison of resentment, the bitterness that has taken root in your heart. You cannot carry both bitterness and wholeness. They war against each other, incompatible forces that cannot coexist. Healing flows only where the heart has softened, where forgiveness has taken root. As Job's restoration came after he prayed for his friends, releasing his resentment towards them, Job 42 verse 10. So too must your release of offense precede your own restoration. The second angel, who brings fulfillment, asks for integrity in the waiting, a commitment to doing what is right even when your dreams seem distant. Dreams fulfilled without discipline quickly become burdens, overwhelming and ultimately unsatisfying. Look at David, anointed as king while still a boy, but refined for years in the fields and caves before the crown touched his head. Why? Because calling without character will collapse under its own weight. Fulfillment comes not when doors swing open, but when the soul is ready to walk through them, when you have developed the character traits necessary to handle the responsibilities that come with your calling. The third angel, who brings abundance, calls for stewardship, responsible management of the resources entrusted to you. The miracle of multiplication in John 6 began not with a lavish feast, but with a child's willingness to share 5 loaves and 2 fish, offering what little he had with a generous heart. What you manage with honor, heaven multiplies with purpose, transforming small beginnings into abundant blessings. This is not only about money, although financial stewardship is certainly important. It's about time, how you choose to spend your precious hours. It's about relationships, nurturing and valuing the connections in your life. It's about resources, using your talents and abilities to serve others. And it's about your very breath, recognizing the gift of life and using it to honor God. Gratitude is not a reaction to abundance, a feeling that arises after you receive blessings. It's the seed of it, the foundation upon which abundance is built. Many cry out for breakthrough, desperately seeking a change in their circumstances, yet resist transformation, unwilling to change the patterns and beliefs that are holding them back. But in God's divine order, transformation is the beginning of breakthrough, the essential prerequisite for receiving the blessings you seek. What feels like delay is often divine design, a period of preparation and refinement that is necessary for your growth. What feels like silence is often sacred training, a time when God is teaching you valuable lessons that will equip you for the journey ahead. The angels were never absent, never indifferent to your struggles. They were waiting for alignment, waiting for you to prepare yourself to receive the blessings they were sent to deliver. Now, the call is simple, yet it runs deep, resonating with the very core of your being. Prepare your altar, clearing the space for divine presence. Clean not only your house, decluttering your physical environment, but your habits, releasing patterns of behavior that are not serving you. Sweep out the clutter of worry, the constant stream of anxious thoughts that consume your mind. Sweep out anger, the bitterness and resentment that poisons your soul. Sweep out distraction, the endless stream of notifications and interruptions that pull you away from what truly matters. Make room for reverence, a deep sense of awe and respect for the divine. Make room for grace, the unearned favor that flows freely from the heart of God. Forgive the one who hurt you, releasing the bitterness that binds you to the past. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free. Let go of control, surrendering your need to manipulate and orchestrate events, and choose surrender, trusting that God's plan is better than your own. Replace anxiety with prayer, turning your worries into petitions, speaking your fears to the one who can calm every storm. Choose stillness over striving, finding moments of quiet contemplation amidst the chaos of life. These are not just acts of faith, empty rituals performed out of obligation. They are signals to heaven that you are ready, tangible expressions of your willingness to receive all that God has prepared for you. For heaven never pours living water into cracked vessels, knowing that the blessing will be lost if the container is not prepared to hold it. And once you are made whole, once your spirit is aligned with the divine, what you once chased, the blessings you desperately sought, will no longer run from you. They will find you, drawn to the wholeness and alignment you have cultivated within. And now, as the refining work of heaven continues, a gentle yet firm invitation rises from the heart of the divine, beckoning you towards your true destiny. Awaken. This is not the kind of awakening the world speaks of, a superficial awareness of trends or a fleeting moment of self-discovery. This is a holy stirring, a sacred call to remember who you are, and more importantly, whose you are, a profound realization of your identity in Christ. The Most High is now drawing you out of survival mode, the constant struggle to simply make it through each day, and into purpose, a life filled with meaning and significance. Not merely to exist, to passively occupy space, but to live fully, aligned with the destiny crafted for you since the beginning of time, the unique and extraordinary plan that God has designed specifically for you. The energy surrounding you now is not coincidence, a random alignment of events. It is orchestration, a carefully planned sequence of divine interventions designed to guide you towards your true calling. The three angels, having prepared the blessings, now move to surround your life with divine power, creating a protective shield of grace. But not just to deliver the blessings. They are here to activate what already exists within you, to awaken the dormant potential that lies dormant within your soul. This is a moment to step out of passivity, no longer waiting for things to happen to you, and into the authority that has been placed in your hands, recognizing the power and potential that resides within you. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you, declares Isaiah 60 verse 1. This is your rising, your moment to step into the fullness of your destiny. The limitations you've accepted as truth, the doubts that whisper in your ear, the feelings of unworthiness, the fear that whispers you are not enough, must now fall away, shattered by the light of truth. The divine has already decided you are worthy, that you are capable of fulfilling your purpose. You were never meant to beg for your breakthrough, to plead for a change in your circumstances. You were meant to carry it, to embody the blessings that have been prepared for you. But for that to happen, your spirit must be open, receptive to the flow of divine grace, not clenched in fear, resisting the very thing you desire. Heaven can only pour into hands that are willing to receive, into hearts that are open to the flow of blessings. That means releasing every thought that says you are not ready, every limiting belief that holds you back. It means laying down the armor you've worn from years of disappointment, the protective barriers you've erected around your heart, and letting grace touch the places you've hidden, the wounded areas you've tried to keep safe from further pain. You are not being asked to control the outcome, to manipulate events to your liking. You are only being asked to trust the flow, to surrender to the divine plan and allow God to orchestrate the details. The story of Mary, the mother of Jesus, echoes here, a powerful example of surrender and faith. When the angel announced what seemed impossible, a miraculous conception, she didn't strive or resist, questioning the logic of the situation. She simply said, "Be it unto me according to your word." Luke 1 verse 38. Surrendering to the divine will with unwavering faith. That posture of surrender became the gateway for the greatest miracle the world has ever known, the birth of the Savior. So too, your surrender now creates space for divine movement, allowing God to work in ways you cannot imagine. The angels are guiding you into a phase of release, where striving ceases and alignment begins, where you stop chasing and start receiving. The journey ahead will not be led by force, by your own strength and determination, but by unwavering faith, trusting that God is leading you every step of the way. Your part is not to manipulate the moment, forcing things to happen according to your own agenda, but to cooperate with it, aligning yourself with the divine plan. Not to demand, insisting that God fulfill your every desire, but to discern, seeking His guidance and wisdom in every decision. And as you come into harmony with the flow of the divine, things that once felt immovable will begin to shift, yielding to the power of grace. Delays will unravel. The obstacles that have blocked your path will crumble away. Paths will open, revealing new opportunities you never knew existed. The fog will lift. The confusion that has clouded your mind will dissipate, replaced by clarity and understanding. Where there was exhaustion, a weariness that drained your spirit, there will be strength, a renewed sense of energy and vitality. The very weight that once threatened to crush you, the burdens that seemed unbearable, will become the soil in which your new life takes root, nourishing your growth and making you stronger than ever before. The Spirit is not asking you to become someone else, to transform into a different person. It is asking you to return to who you truly are beneath the fear, beneath the layers of conditioning that have shaped you over the years. To remember your true identity as chosen, equipped, and deeply loved, a child of the Most High. This is the moment not to chase, not to force, but to rise softly, steadily, and boldly into the life that has been waiting for you all along, the destiny that has been calling your name since the beginning of time. And now, as the soul aligns with the flow of divine purpose, a deeper awakening begins, a shift in perception that transforms everything. Not with noise, not with frantic activity, but with stillness, a quiet knowing that permeates your being. Not with striving, not with the relentless pursuit of goals, but with seeing, a newfound clarity that illuminates your path. This is the final unfolding, the sacred shift from seeing with the eyes, limited by the physical realm, to perceiving with the heart, tapping into the wisdom of the divine. For there comes a point in every chosen one's journey where physical vision is no longer enough, where relying solely on what you can see with your eyes becomes a hindrance rather than a help. The eyes may show you the surface, the outward appearance of things, but only the heart can interpret eternity. Only the heart can discern the deeper meaning behind the events of your life. Heaven is now calling you into that sacred vision, inviting you to see the world through the lens of love and compassion. You are no longer invited to merely observe life, to passively watch events unfold from a distance. You are being summoned to understand it, to grasp the deeper meaning behind every experience, through the lens of divine love. Not as one who watches from the sidelines, a detached observer, but as one who embodies the very wisdom forged in the fire, who has learned and grown through the trials of life. As Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 4 verse 18, "So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." This is the vision of the heart, the ability to see purpose in pain, to recognize the opportunities for growth that arise even in the midst of suffering, to see beauty in brokenness, to find hope in the midst of despair. You were never just enduring, merely surviving the challenges that came your way. You were being sculpted, molded and shaped by the divine hand, transformed into a masterpiece. Your scars are not shameful reminders of past failures. They are sacred testaments to your strength and resilience. They are the proof that the darkness did not consume you, that you emerged from the trial stronger and wiser than before, that the trial did not steal your light, but rather refined it, making it shine even brighter. The angels now whisper, "Do not curse the path that broke you open. It made room for revelation, creating space for divine wisdom to enter your heart." To see with the heart is to recognize that the moments that once wounded you, the experiences that caused you pain and suffering, also prepared you for the extraordinary destiny that awaits. The silence that once haunted you, the moments when you felt abandoned and alone, actually taught you how to listen, how to hear the still, small voice of God whispering in your heart. The loneliness that once surrounded you became the holy ground where the divine drew near, where you experienced a deeper connection with God than ever before. You no longer walk as one who needs to be convinced of miracles, constantly seeking proof of God's power. You walk as one who has become the miracle, a living testament to the transforming power of divine grace. In this awakened state, comparison fades, the constant measuring of yourself against others loses its appeal. Envy finds no place. The desire for what others have no longer consumes you. Fear bows to clarity, replaced by a sense of peace and certainty. You begin to move not out of desperation, driven by need and insecurity, but out of quiet certainty, knowing that you are guided and protected. You stop reaching for validation, seeking approval from others, because heaven has already stamped your life with purpose, affirming your worth and potential. You begin to understand that divine timing is not delayed, not a reflection of God's indifference. It is deliberate, perfectly orchestrated to bring about the best possible outcome. Like Esther, prepared for such a time as this, Esther 4 verse 14. You have been specifically chosen and equipped to fulfill your unique role in the divine plan. You now begin to realize that every battle you have fought, every delay you have endured, every whisper in the dark, was part of the preparation for this exact hour, this pivotal moment in your destiny. You are no longer chasing the light, desperately seeking something that is missing. The light has found a home in you, illuminating your path and guiding you towards your purpose. So, lift your eyes, but not just your eyes, focusing on the external circumstances. Lift your heart, opening yourself to the wisdom and guidance of the divine. Because this final awakening isn't about what's happening around you, the external events that shape your life. It's about what has awakened within you, the realization of your true identity and potential. You are not waiting for the divine to intervene, to suddenly change your circumstances. The divine has been waiting for you to see, to awaken to the truth of who you are, not with fear, not with doubt, but with holy understanding, a clear perception of the divine plan. And now that you do, everything changes, transforming your life from the inside out. And so, as the final echo of the angel's message resounds in the quiet corners of your soul, there remains one last truth to be received, not as instruction, something you must strive to achieve, but as revelation, a profound understanding that dawns within you, that everything you have walked through, every challenge you have overcome, has not only prepared you to receive heaven's blessings, but to embody heaven's presence in the world, to become a living expression of divine love and grace. You were never meant to simply be a recipient of grace, passively receiving blessings without contributing to the world. You were designed to become a living extension of it, actively sharing God's love and compassion with others. The journey you have endured, with all its hidden valleys and shadowed nights, was not wasted, a meaningless detour on your path to success. It was sacred ground, a time of profound learning and growth. It taught you not only how to survive, to endure the challenges of life, but how to carry light where others can no longer see, to offer hope in the midst of despair. That light within you is not just for your path, to illuminate your own way. It is for others stumbling through their own darkened seasons, lost and confused. The divine has entrusted you with insight, with the wisdom you have gained through your experiences, not to keep it to yourself, hoarding your knowledge, but to share it freely, guiding others towards healing and wholeness. For it is written in Isaiah 58 verse 10, "If you spend yourselves in behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will rise in the darkness, and your night will become like the noonday." This is your calling now, not merely to receive revelation, to gain knowledge and understanding, but to radiate it, to emanate the divine love and wisdom that resides within you, to bring peace into conversations that feel heavy, offering a calming presence in the midst of conflict, to speak hope into silence, filling the void with words of encouragement and faith, to carry stillness where there is unrest, providing a sanctuary of peace in a world filled with chaos, not through striving, not by forcing your opinions on others, but through being, by simply embodying the qualities of love, peace, and compassion. You are not who you once were, the person you were before you encountered these trials. What once overwhelmed you, the challenges that seemed insurmountable, no longer defines you, no longer holds power over you. The burdens that nearly broke you became the building blocks of something indestructible, a foundation that cannot be shaken. Faith. And now that faith is your foundation, not loud and boastful, but unshakable, a quiet confidence that permeates every aspect of your being. You begin to walk differently with a sense of purpose and direction. You think differently with clarity and wisdom. You respond differently with patience and compassion. Because your inner landscape has changed, transforming your perspective and altering your priorities. And as it shifts, so too will everything around you, reflecting the wholeness you have cultivated within. This next chapter of your life will not unfold the way the last one did. You are not destined to repeat the patterns of the past. Where there used to be resistance, obstacles blocking your path, there will now be flow, a sense of ease and grace. Where there used to be confusion, uncertainty clouding your judgment, you will move with clarity, guided by inner wisdom. You will begin to attract people, situations, and opportunities that reflect the wholeness you've cultivated within, drawing to you those who resonate with your authentic self. And even as challenges come, as they always do, you will meet them not with fear, trembling at the unknown, but with trust, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. For you now understand that storms are not punishments, signs of divine displeasure. They are invitations to deeper intimacy with the divine, opportunities to draw closer to God and experience His unwavering love. You will no longer ask, "Why is this happening to me?" feeling like a victim of circumstance, but rather, "What is heaven shaping in me through this?" seeking to understand the lessons God is teaching you. That question changes everything, transforming your perspective and altering your response. It turns pain into purpose, allowing you to find meaning in your suffering. It turns waiting into preparation, using the time of delay to grow and develop. It turns silence into sacredness, recognizing the value of stillness and contemplation. And when you begin to live from that space of trust, surrendering to the divine will of awakened identity, knowing who you are in Christ, your presence alone becomes a blessing to others, radiating love and compassion wherever you go. Not because you have all the answers, offering simplistic solutions to complex problems, but because you carry peace, a sense of calm that soothes troubled hearts. Where others carry panic, succumbing to fear and anxiety, you carry stillness in a world addicted to noise, providing a refuge of peace in the midst of chaos. You have become, by the grace of the Most High, a vessel of heaven's wisdom, an echo of the angel's voice, sharing the message of hope and healing with all who will listen. And this is only the beginning, the opening chapter of an extraordinary story. What lies ahead is not simply a life of receiving blessings, passively enjoying the gifts of God, but of walking in rhythm with divine purpose, actively participating in the unfolding of God's plan. Heaven is not just intervening, sporadically stepping in to fix problems. It is indwelling, permanently residing within you, guiding you from the inside out. And the more you align with that truth, the more miraculous your ordinary moments will become, transformed by the presence of the divine. Now, as we close this sacred message, let us pause and enter a moment of prayer, not just to speak words, but to align our hearts with heaven, to open ourselves to receive divine guidance and grace, and to respond with gratitude and faith. Let this be your space of surrender, releasing all control and trusting in God's plan. And renewal, allowing the divine energy to wash over you, cleansing and restoring your soul. Heavenly Father, we come before you with humbled hearts and open hands, aware that you have been speaking, whispering words of love and encouragement. And now, finally, we are ready to listen, to truly hear what you have to say. Thank you for sending your angels, your messengers of light and mercy, to remind us that we are not forgotten, not forsaken, not invisible. Thank you for lifting the veil from our eyes so we might see, not just with sight, but with understanding, perceiving the world through the lens of divine love. You are the one who knows every detail of our journey, every joy and every sorrow. You saw the silent tears, the quiet endurance, the unseen battles. You held us even when we felt unworthy of being held, even when we doubted your love. And now, in your perfect love, you have called us to awaken, to remember who we are in you, to reclaim our true identity, to stand not in fear, trembling at the challenges ahead, but in faith, trusting in your unwavering presence. Not in striving, relying on our own strength and effort, but in surrender, yielding to your divine will. We receive the message of the three angels, embracing the blessings you have prepared for us, healing for our bodies and our broken places, restoring us to wholeness, purpose for our callings, revealing our unique destiny, and abundance in every part of our lives, overflowing with your love and provision. But before we reach for the blessing, eagerly grasping at the gifts you offer, we ask you to make us ready, to prepare our hearts to receive all that you have in store. Purify our motives, cleansing us of selfish desires. Heal the cracks in our character, mending the flaws that hinder our growth. Uproot what does not reflect you, removing the patterns and beliefs that hold us back. Teach us to steward what is holy, managing the resources you have entrusted to us with wisdom and faithfulness. Shape us into vessels that do not leak what you pour, containers that are strong and capable of holding your blessings. Forgive us for the times we clung to doubt more than your promises, when fear whispered louder than truth, when we allowed fear to speak louder than truth, drown out the voice of faith. Wash us clean of bitterness, envy, pride, and anxiety, releasing us from the grip of negative emotions. Let your peace flood the places in us that have long been restless, filling our hearts with your calm assurance. Let your word dwell richly in us, guiding our thoughts, our decisions, and our direction. We choose to rise, to step into our destiny, not in our own power, relying on our limited abilities, but in yours, trusting in your infinite strength. As Mary once said, "Let it be unto us according to your word," surrendering to your divine will. As Esther stepped forward in her appointed time, embracing her calling with courage, let us walk boldly into ours, fulfilling our unique purpose. We declare that we are no longer. Subscribe now and join our community. We'll be right here, eagerly awaiting your return, with fresh perspectives and inspiring narratives crafted just for you. We hope our words offer solace, encouragement, and perhaps a new lens through which to view the world. Until our paths cross again, may you go in peace, carrying a sense of tranquility and purpose with you. Walk with intention, knowing that your steps matter and that your journey is uniquely your own. And above all, never forget, not even for a moment, that you are seen, valued, and deeply loved, cherished beyond measure for the individual you are. Remember this truth, and let it guide you in all that you do.